going to do a little tutorial on repotting a Phalaenopsis orchid. This plant was given to me by a friend to care for, and it's showing new growth here, which means the roots are growing, so there's active growth. I'll take it out of this decorative ceramic pot. It's growing in a clear plastic pot, and it looks like it is in fir bark. So the first step would be to remove the plant. And this is really root bound. It has a lot of nice green roots in here. And in the clear pots, this is nice because they can photosynthesize through the pot. If you use a ceramic or a clay pot or a solid plastic pot, you don't have that beautiful roots here. So I'm just going to go through here and remove all of the fir bark that it's growing in. And if we look in here, we see this little mesh pot with moss in it. This was the original pot it was grown in as a little seedling or a meristem clone. And this is moss in here. And then when they potted it up, they used the fir bark. So don't want to damage these roots. It looks pretty healthy. Now, this is a little sharp clippers I'm going to be using, and I have a solution of 10% bleach, one part to 9 parts bleach as a disinfecting agent. So we want to use this on our tools just to make everything clean. Open this up, and we just want to give it a little coating of the bleach and water. I'm going to, instead of damaging more roots, I'm going to remove that little, can you believe that was growing in that? A little seedling. So as I said, this plant is very healthy. So I'm just going to try to get most of the old bark out because it is decaying. And we want some nice new medium when we go to repot this. I'm just going to go through here and pick all this off. Actually, I'm really surprised this plant has such a good root system. I expected a lot more root damage, but I'm happy to say I was wrong. Okay, we're almost there. Now we see here these little root threads. This is where there was dead root. See this little brown? This is dead root. So we want to go in here and cut this all out. It's quite a bit here, especially in the center. You always get some rot in the center of the plant. Okay. All right, I think we're about as good as it'll get. And again, this has an amazing root system. So the next question is, do we repot it in the same pot, or do we bump it up? We have 2 pots here. These are pots specifically made for orchid growing. They have lots of air holes and drainage holes, the holes on the side, Here's a bigger one, and a 4-inch. This looks like about a 5-inch pot. So the question is, do we do this, or do we bump it out? And even in this pot, it's pretty tight. I think we're going to go with the larger pot, and just to make this a little healthier, I'm just going to give us a little bit of a haircut here. And don't panic, this is not going to hurt the plant. Okay. We're going to be using a medium New Zealand kiwi bark and a number 3 perlite. This comes from the Sunset Valley Orchid Company in Encinitas, California. So here's the potting mix that was in another bag like this. I soaked it overnight in water, got it really nice and moist. You can see the perlite and the kiwi bark. So, here we go. I'm just going to gently place this in here, and we can see it's a really nice fit. I'm going to hold the plant in the middle of the pot and slowly just add the bark perlite media. You can see there's intense roots here. I'm really happy with this plant. It's gonna do really well. And just gently, because we don't want to damage the roots. We want to do this without the least amount of damage. Now we want to leave about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch below the rim of the pot, which helps it make it easier when we water. Just gonna tap this a little bit. That'll help bring the bark down. And you can see we're pretty good here. Gonna tap this down a little bit more. And just a little bit of fur bark perlite on the top. The New Zealand kiwi bark is really an excellent medium to use. Okay. Again, I'm going to give it one more tap. A couple taps there. Okay. And we're done. Pretty easy, simple, basic. Now, let's talk about culture after this.